All right, let's try this again. So in today's video, I want to share a little bit about having expectations with God. I think for many people, they would agree with the statement, I thought I would be at a different place in my life by now. So regardless of what that is, I think most people will have something that they thought would be different, or just hadn't reached their expectation yet. So for me, I really thought that I would have some like awesome career where I could make like a good living and I would provide value and just really enjoy what I do for work. I also thought I'd be married with children by now. I never thought I'd have like health issues and, getting diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. And I think as time like continues to pass, sometimes our expectations for our lives can turn into like bitterness or resentment or regret, embarrassment, and then oftentimes like shame and condemnation, right? Which is what we don't want. So let's just take a moment here and focus on education and career specifically. So real quick, I was told to go to college, even though I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do. But I kind of assumed that in going to college, I would figure it out. I would kind of sort my life out. I would start with the prereqs, and during that time, I would have this realization of what I'm supposed to do for a career. And then eventually getting that career would just kind of lead to being able to provide, which then the wife would come and the children and this and that, right? And I think for a lot of people, college actually does that, right? I was just speaking with a family member who I hadn't seen in a while, and he went to, big university. He joined a fraternity, graduated on time, met a nice lady, and he's now an engineer. And so I think in best case scenario, college can be what it's supposed to be for a lot of people. That was not my experience, it's totally fine. I know there's a lot of people who have, had both experiences or somewhere in between. There's a lot of people that, change their majors, or they go to different schools, or maybe they move around a little bit. Maybe they have to like take time off and, then go back, or there's things outside of their control that are preventing them from getting a degree or whatever it is. So I think there's a lot of that going on. And there's also those of us who, we get a couple degrees in the midst of trying to figure everything out, and yet still find ourselves on the original side of that expectation that we had. So I just want to say that, like, no matter how much time you think was wasted, or, maybe you've accumulated a bunch of debt, or you had to sacrifice a goal for someone else, or whatever it is, we need to remember that if we're following the Lord, He has a plan for each of us. And the closer that we get to Him, I think the more these plans are revealed, right? And then can become a reality. So sometimes the Lord has to bring us to these really low points of surrender in order to help us grow, or to teach us a valuable lesson, or even just to like cultivate wisdom and understanding, or to experience aspects of life that can be used for good. And I've experienced this with my actual life and my education and my career and my health and much more. And it's cool because once we get to these like surrender moments and our heart is willing, then the Lord can really work. And he's really been working in my life. And I'm so excited to see, what He's going to do just day to day here on YouTube, how he's going to use my testimony in person and online. And there's this creative call to this kind of evangelical job, and there's many different facets of it, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to unfold. And I felt like, all throughout my 20s I was just waiting for my life to start, like waiting to get this or that, or whatever it is, just kind of always chasing something but never fully getting to it. There's all these like little moments where you think you have something, but then it fades away. And so if you felt similar, we must remember that regardless of whatever we're waiting on, whether it's an opportunity for a higher education or a specific job or a friend or a spouse, a baby, whatever else, let us not forget that each day we are here, it's a day full of opportunities to do God's will, right? To show love, to extend mercy and grace, and to support one another, and to teach and to grow with Christ, and so much more. And so a Bible verse that I always go back to when I'm feeling discouraged, or feeling like things aren't moving, or that I'm kind of being left behind, is Psalm 27:14. And this verse says, "Wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord." Thank you.